Do we need a clapboard? Would that make you
Oh my God.
happy?
I would love that. Can it come in purple?
I'm sure they have a
Purple and white?
Prince had a purple clapboard.
Did he?
I'm sure he did.
No one else is allowed to, though.
Yeah, per the bylaws.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Prince and the royal family of England with their
Yep.
purple maker and everything.
With that specific purple that you talked about. I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that on a recording or was that just between us? I don't even remember seeing it on an episode.
What?
It's definitely on an episode somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not paying enough attention.
I mean,
I know there are some things I'm like, I seem to remember saying this thing and I never saw it on a podcast. I think he cut that.
you mean you don't remember every single second of our podcast?
No.
He mentioned like 3 things like over this last week. Like, do you remember when we talked about this other podcast? I was like, no, I really don't. I don't have any memory of this.
I mean, it's only going to get worse. I mean, this is our 11th podcast. So
Oh my
congratulations.
gosh.
you know.
Hey, yeah. We made it past our 10th one. Hey.
Hey, cheers. Are we clinking? Okay, clink.
Mm.
Yeah,
Clink.
just for the
Yeah.
sound on the
Yeah.
mics.
I kind of like that sound actually.
Yes, and then shatter. These are the best mugs ever made. These are not the best mugs ever made.
Those all our notebooks.
On my notes.
But yeah, so welcome back again to Bards and Balladeers, as we are, the 3 of us, Bards and Balladeers.
Not sure what accent that was, but thank you.
It was the accent of the people.
Ambiguous.
And big, well, you know,
Yep.
Minnesotans, like the Midwest is the most like, what they say, like the most normalized voice of the entire country that everyone accepts. Like when you have call centers, people want to sound like Minnesotans. Like that's what you want to sound
I've
like.
never heard that.
No, I'm not even
Did
kidding.
some Minnesotan tell you that?
Well, yeah, not like, hey, you want to get some hot dish over there? Like not that Minnesotan. We're talking about just like
Yeah.
normal Midwest Minnesotan.
Yeah.
Like,
I would argue that upstate New York too has a pretty like neutral accent.
sure, yeah.
They might talk fast, but
And they're a little angrier.
they might.
I've heard like Cleveland, Ohio and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
You know,
That's
Midwest, but
Midwest,
not
yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota's the best.
Upper Midwest.
Yeah.
Upper
talk
Midwest, that's the best.
I want to talk about Minnesota just for a second because my mom was over this weekend, and for some reason, and we both believe this, like Minnesota is this weird hub that gathers people. Like my mother came from Mexico all the way up here because of her sister, and wild journey about like taking a bus ride all the way from the border and all this stuff. And
San
but-
Antonio.
San
I think is
Antonio,
where she ended
yeah.
up, called her mom. I was like, I need food.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, everybody like just congregates and came here. My dad came here, and you know, before they even met.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And what did he like about it? He liked the trees, right?
Yeah. The trees.
The trees.
And I guess he was okay with the snow, you know?
Yeah.
I think I'd heard that Minneapolis or it might be the Twin Cities has the highest ratio of parks to people
Wow.
of any urban area in the country.
I learned
believe it.
actually about that too, because like here where we are, they have to have whenever they make new developments, they have to have a section dedicated to a park. Like they have to make a park in each new development.
That's
Which
right.
thank you, Minnesota,
Go
or whoever
Minnesota.
decided that.
I know.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Like and I
is.
get it because Minnesota wants to preserve nature. We really big about
Oh, yeah,
environmental.
for sure.
Yeah, I get the caribou over there and put them right in my house.
I'm in
When
pain
you
right
move your
now.
lips
Yeah.
when you do your Minnesotan accent.
Do
it's
they
funny.
curl?
They do something.
When you put on the Minnesota accent, you actually sound more Latino.
Hey man, you want to get some hot dish, yo?
That's the best.
I don't know
Oh my
what
God.
it
The
is.
Minnesotan cholo.
Cholo Sultan.
I used to play bass for Minnesota Cholo.
That's a great name, man.
Oh my gosh.
It's this weird mix of like country and like reggaeton or something like that.
Mhm.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's like
God.
a Mexican hot dish. Like we got to figure that out.
Well, we had the Mexican lasagna. That's a start.
True. That's true.
I don't
Taco
know.
salad.
Delicious.
Taco salad is a Mexican hot dish. Would be like have chorizo, and I would have what would be instead of like tater tots? Like what would be that replacement?
Oh.
Like tortilla chips, I guess. Like I don't know.
Potato olays.
There's still potatoes.
Come on, potatoes, man. They're everywhere.
They are everywhere. Thank you, not Irish. What is it? The Peruvians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
what
that's
we
right.
Found out the Peruvians.
That's right.
Claim to
Maybe
fame.
like crushed up like tortilla chips.
Yeah. I can go for that. Well, that's my mom. She'll probably say, "Oh yeah, you just
Figure
put
it
this
out,
together." and everything. But yeah, thank you, Minnesota, for being who you are, because we love you and we're all here. So
Yeah.
We all ended up here from a mix of cultures and
We're all minorities, as we discussed before. Can't you tell?
Just because I'm short doesn't make me a minority. Oh. Oh, not that kind of minority.
I just figured, your Minnesota accent makes you a minority.
Gotta tell you that I went to North Minnesota once, and we were looking for food, me and my brother, and there was restaurants that's south of the border, and we're just like, oh, hey, I could go for some like Mexican food. And it was literally like Lefse and like Lutefisk and everything south of the Canadian border. Like that's like, and I was like, all right, I get it. And we left,
Yeah. Let's get some real food.
One star, not nearly enough tacos.
Some offense intended.
I mean, actually, I think I've had Lefse.
I have not.
Not bad. It's fine.
I'm normally adventurous, but
that's the one. Is it the lie or whatever?
Yeah. It was meant to make food inedible at the time. So,
wait a second. I thought Lefse was a potato pancake.
Oh wait,
yes. Actually,
sorry, Lutefisk. That's what I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah, we
Lefse
got
is probably fine. Potato pancakes are great.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're not talking about food. We have ever since we did our food episode. Every episode becomes a little bit about food.
It's true.
So I guess it was a good topic.
It really was.
Yeah.
So
we had to sustain somehow.
Yeah, I think today we're starting at the pre-stage of food, which is animals.
It's all a circle.
All animals can be food if you're brave enough.
Yes.
Animals and animal companions, which don't eat your companions.
Please don't.
No.
Yeah. Unless
that's not a season of Firefly I want to see.
There is an anime that they had this little dog that they would always carry around, and it was literally called Menchie, the dog, and it was their emergency food supply.
Oh,
yeah. So just in case, like,
I mean, I get it, but
it's an emergency services animal. Then.
Yes. And even if you despise your animal, because I won't lie, our cat Sibby, loving Sibby,
cutely sleeping over there right now,
has interrupted multiple episodes, but she is actually the animal that when we got her. So she would wake me up, specifically me, not Mario, at like 5 o'clock in the morning, like every morning. And so I would get up and I would, hang out with her. She would bring me toys on the side of the bed. And so she would sit on the couch with me as I would write. And it was actually during that time that I made a pivotal moment, I think, in my series that I'm working on. And if it wasn't for her, my animal companion, I would not be where I'm at with my stories. Still unpublished. However, lots of progress made over the last, 5 years since we've had her. And so that's the thing that I find fascinating about animals is sometimes they do help us become like more disciplined and become better people and help with creativity too. So I guess this is my shout out to Sibby. Again, she's over there being cute.
Yeah.
Source of many happy accidents.
Yeah.
It's true.
Grounding in reality as well.
It's true. So do you guys have your animals ever helped you with like creative endeavors or pushed you in a way that you didn't think that they would bring you? I know it's just since we're talking about animals.
Yeah. I guess I would say sometimes when you're just in your own head, but pets are something that you have to take care of.
Yeah.
And you don't just get to wallow all the time. And I mean, unless you're a terrible person who just like takes it out on your animals.
Yeah. Then,
so yeah, I guess I find them to be sort of grounding. Like, okay, you've always got to try to summon up some compassion, some attention, some loving expression, and just the basic, even if you're not taking care of yourself, you have something you have to take care of.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like, we all need someone to take care of. Like, I don't think everyone needs pets or kids or whatever, but they do. If you're a good pet parent, then no matter how much you're in your own head, they kind of force you to not spend all your time that way and kind of ground you back in reality a little bit.
Well said.
It's purpose, right? It gives you a little bit of a purpose and focus to whatever you're doing, routine. Also, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also heard somebody say the other day that cats are wonderful animals because cats teach consent. Because you can't just do whatever you want to a cat, you can't just rub its face and have
attitude.
Yeah, because they'll scratch you.
Right.
So for young people, that's an important lesson. That's one reason I love cats so much and everything, is because that love you get from them is very specific to you and is earned. Like,
right.
You know, and don't get me wrong. I love dogs too. Dogs are great animals. They're good companions. And they're good for like watchdogs and like, you know, just being there with you. But cats, they're on another level. They are a perfect killing machine, but they are also, I'm staring at Sibby while I say this. But they're just, I don't know. They've evolved to be part of a family by self-domesticating themselves. They're the only like animal that's ever like said, oh yeah, I can live here, and you'll feed me and I'll hunt your mice, and and it'll be fine.
Like, I'm cool with this.
And during the Black Plague too, is the households that had cats that didn't have the plague.
Right. Although a lot of black cats were killed and such because they're supposed to be the witches' familiars, the devil's familiars. And so, of course, then the rat population explodes. And the fleas.
Really? For that too?
Yeah. Because, the more cats you kill, the more the rats thrive.
Which, it's funny that that stuff still even goes on today. Like when I got our other cat, Babu, he was a black cat, or he still is. Still is a black cat. He's still alive, so it's fine.
He's turning gray.
Well, a little bit. He's got a little bit of white.
Frosted tips. Salt wants to be an instinct.
Yeah.
Frosted tips. Oh, yeah. The Guy Fieri look.
This right here, like at the goatee.
Gotta go to Flavor Town.
What's this? Meow mix?
But it's so true. Like, it's such a sad thing. Sorry, not to.
No.
The only thing.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to add was that when I got him, we had a more intense adoption process because it was in October, and they had to make sure people weren't taking these cats to sacrifice them.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's
I had no
bizarre.
idea. Yeah. Makes me sad.
I can't. I never knew that was a legit concern. And I knew that people, I figured they would be concerned. Oh, they just want a black cat for Halloween, and then they're going to get rid of it or something.
Sure. I'm just going to put a head on it. And then,
That's not funny.
We laugh through the pain.
I do. I love black cats. That was one of the stipulations for our marriage, actually, Rio and I, that we always have to have a black cat.
Yeah.
That's just a rule. They're just so precious. Actually, the other day at PetSmart, you can cut this out.
No.
The other day at PetSmart, there was this little black kitty named Umbra, and she was perfect and so sweet. And that's it. That's
all you had to do is say yes.
I know.
All you just say yes.
Now you need a gray kitty called Penumbra.
Oh.
And then Russian blue called Astral.
I want all the range of all the entire moon cycle in cats.
This is my cat Gibbous.
This is my cat Waxing.
Man, and it just shows
this is my new cat.
Shows how important like animals are like to us as humans. And then I'm just starting to bring in animals like into my own stories and whatnot. I mean, not just starting, I guess, like personally, like having it be like a development item for characters, and just because it's fun, it's actually fun to explore what animals can do to a story. But then also, I think we had a lot of examples too of animals.
Tons. Because people love
stories.
animals.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. And I
find that. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that they do a lot for us, obviously, as we were just talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I find that you were saying earlier, like, you think cats teach consent. I also think that they help people understand the role of conditional love. In our culture, we talk a lot about unconditional love, and nobody really understands it. I wrote an essay on this once. There's a whole Ken Wilber thing called the pre-trans fallacy, where it's like pre-X and post-X structures both look like the same at first blush because they're both non-X. Like pre-conventional and post-conventional both look very similar because they're both unconventional. The same happens with unconditional love. You've got preconditional, where it's that's what you would give to pets or babies or late stage Alzheimer's patients or people who cannot meet conditions.
Sure.
Right.
And then you've got you've got sort of post or transconditional love, which is like, from your spirit to that you can appreciate their true nature. But one thing but in the conditional sense, conditional love is this realm. People are good to you, you're good to them, whatever. If people are nasty to you, you avoid them, even if you care about who they truly are. When they act against that conditionally, you respond in the conditional world.
Right.
And cats, like dogs, kind of have this sort of unconditional love a lot of the time. It's just like, because they're pack animals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're the higher, if you're the alpha to them,
Yeah. That's sort of like, a lot of them there's just like, I want to please, I want to fit into this.
True. Mm-hmm.
But cats are more independent and they're a little bit more finicky, and you can earn their love and you can lose their love. You can earn their trust, lose their trust. I think it's just, it's more pronounced. I mean, you can do that with any animal, but I think it's more pronounced because they're not pack animals.
Right. I also do think they forget very easily because it's one of those things where it's just like you step on their tail and you think they're gonna hate you forever, and then when it's food time, like, where's my food? Like,
right.
Yeah, I hate when I step on a pet's tail, especially when it's a fish.
I think that fish has got other problems. I'm just want to say.
Or he does. It depends on which habitat it gets it's happening in.
Or if you're in the water and then you step on one little guppy.
Yeah, I've been in the sea before, and just like shallow parts, and there'd be fish coming up to me, and I try extra hard to not accidentally like move my leg and smack one in the head or something like that.
They have 3 seconds memory, so they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They won't remember it.
That is true.
Why do I have all these bruises?
Why am I bleeding? But there's a lot of things about animals that it's easy enough to just have like actual animals in shows and movies and everything. And I feel not that they're been more impactful, but they're bound in reality. And we've seen like, one of the examples is like Frasier's dog, or not Frasier's dog, Marty's dog, Eddie from Frasier.
Yeah.
We always think, I mean, these really well-trained dogs that
such a good boy.
Those trained Hollywood dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about that, and you said how like it's an unrealistic portrayal of like any animal, like, and we personify them and we humanize them for the sake of the bit or the like.
Right.
And I love that one of the running bits is that Eddie is like Frasier's nemesis.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire show, like Eddie is always against Frasier in some way, shape, or form.
Just by existing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like Eddie's almost like a more pronounced extension of his dad. And Frasier likes everything very ordered, at least in that show. He's a little different in Cheers, but he likes everything very ordered. And his father and that chair of his represent a major disruption to order, just sort of a chaotic influence. And Eddie takes that even further.
Right.
Yes.
And also because he's an animal, it's a bit uncontrollable. Like animals going to do what's natural to them, right? Or natural, but they're going to just do whatever. For the show, it's always for the bit, but it's like, even in real life, it's just like these people who go up to animals and they think, oh, I'm an animal whisperer and like I can talk to anybody. And then they'll go up to a dog and like, no. You don't just like walk up to anybody's animal, and you're like, you've got to like see what they do to you first. Like, and there's always this video I see, and I feel bad for this lady, but she went up to a dog, like, oh, cute little dog. And it was like a German Shepherd, and it bit her face and she lost her nose, literally lost her nose. I'm just like, wow, you just can't do that. Like,
so this was a video that you saw?
Well, it showed like when the girl went up to him, the dog and bit her. Okay. And then it showed the aftermath of it. Yeah. And just like literally a cavity in her face now. I'm just like, so you got to respect animals. Yeah. Like,
the consent is also true, not only with cats, but of course with dogs too.
Yeah.
And just like knowing who they are. You wouldn't also just go up to a human being and like grab their face and be like, oh, you're so cute. You just won't do that. And I think the same respect needs to be given like to animals too.
I think that's part of why I'm more of a cat person. It's like, cats can mess you up, but I quote Norm Macdonald, I want an animal I can take in a fight.
Dogs can do some damage. Yeah.
Is this the first time we quoted Norm Macdonald? Because I feel like this is a moment we need to remember.
Yeah.
Gosh.
He was great.
But it's almost like the same thing with when, like, if you ever get pregnant or whatever, and people always want to touch your belly. It's just like, who do you think you are? Like, I know they're happy for you.
Yeah.
But like,
who are you?
I know.
Hey, consent.
Gosh.
Consent.
Yeah.
That's why I have sick karate moves. I just can't.
Yep. But I think like dogs also, I think actually all of our examples are dogs, which is kind of crazy. But another one like that you brought up, that it was a movie that Mario wanted to show me. Sorry. It's a movie that Rio wanted to show me, that Love and Monsters.
Yeah.
With, what's his name? Dylan O'Brien?
Dylan O'Brien, yep.
And there's a dog in that movie. It's a companion as he's going along through trying to find the girl, essentially. I won't spoil any more than that. But the dog is so smart. It's such a good companion that's looking out for the main character and honestly having way better instincts than our main hero does, because he's just focused on got to find the girl, got to get the girl. It's more to that. There's more to it than that. But the dog is almost like the real brains of the operation there. And I always find that that's like a funny place for an animal companion to like be in, because it's also like Maximus from Tangled. I don't know,
sure,
the horse,
the smart
like,
horse, yeah.
He's smarter than all of them, and him and Pascal have a conversation that's such a tiny thing in the entire movie, but it's one of the funniest moments.
Yeah, there's a lot of personification that goes into those portrayals for sure.
Yes.
Right? But for comic effect. Or,
yeah.
I mean, I know Disney's sort of they're sort of the kings of personification or anthropomorphization.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
Third try.
That's true.
I to a point where I sort of was like, I'm sort of tired of that. But like, then I was like, oh, there's Beauty and the Beast where it's not animals, it's all the objects, you know?
Oh, that's right.
Right.
You know,
there's some murder going on in that last fight scene and everything.
Yes.
Like that one dresser that kind of smashes that one guy. Like that guy's dead. Like there's no way.
It's true.
And that was a large dresser.
And actually, that's a really good example, because I feel like when they went to animate it, the like 4D chess that they went through to make these character designs, these characters are also similar to their object, which probably was intentional. Never thought about it until now.
Design,
And
or a really nuanced curse.
That enchantress.
You look like an hourglass, therefore you are an hourglass. Like, you know,
that curse was an art form.
Should be respected.
The witch was very. She failed art school. That's why that's why she's really mad.
The only one thing I was ever really good at was curses.
Man,
but I was going to say
chose the wrong enchantress to.
Yeah, right. The failed art school enchantress.
Yep.
But I think one thing that like why animals are good for stories like those nature shows or the shows where like they are lost in nature is because there's an understanding like that a lot of animals have of just surviving. Like there's an instinctual survival. Like I kind of feel like we kind of lost some of that because we don't need to survive as much as
the comforts of society.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, not even just that, but like as our mental capacities developed, those compensated for physical, for instincts. And so either way, you're surviving, but you're not relying on this one set of tools anymore because you've got more tools.
Yeah.
But those who do rely on that set of tools, like instincts, like animals, they're going to have them more honed and sharper.
And they're just better at it. Like it's one of those things that I don't want to say they don't know any better. It's kind of like when an animal gets hurt, like they'll just deal with it. If they lose a leg, they're like, nothing's happened. There's like, I got 3 legs now.
They don't have the emotional gravity of the situation that I think we've developed to be able to have.
As a curse, possibly.
It's like a function of self-reflection, which is a higher mental function. That it's a tool, so it is a blessing and a curse.
Right.
So they don't have the blessing, they don't have the curse. But in certain circumstances, that's really, not having that as a curse is sort of beneficial.
Yeah.
Where they just accept this is my life. I can still be happy, whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like, I may not be able to start a fire, but I can make a podcast now. So I guess that's a trade-off. And we're in this nice house. Just
want me
to edit a video real quick? Like
whatever. I got a Zippo. Click, click. I started a fire.
Yeah. I am conqueror of all.
Yes. And also that protection instinct too, I think is a fantastic trope in animals also.
Yeah.
Because what more noble thing sometimes than to have that instinct, and for animals to showcase that is usually really wholesome and cute. Yeah. And mostly because I saw you put the Day Zero tiger in there.
Oh,
so I was trying to make that a segue for you.
Because for some reason, these anthropomorphized animals feel safer for some reason, because we find objectively, if you look at a bear, it's kind of cute. I mean, a hyena might be kind of cute too. But it's just like there's a book called Day Zero by C. Cargill.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry. But it's about where robotics get so good and we start making androids. But for the kids, we start making like giant tigers that are like rainbow colored or whatever, where they have all these
friendly animals.
Yeah, friendly animals. And it was a really cool thing where like the robots start taking over, which is kind of that standard trope. But this animal becomes a protector of this kid to get him out of the city while all the robots are going crazy. And it either had a different OS or like he wasn't connected to the internet or something. The code didn't like corrupt him.
It was an Android, so it's like a good OS.
Yeah. Nice. Wow. It wasn't Apple OS. All the Apple products killed their owners. It's probably,
yeah.
But it was a wonderful story just about him going on this like little adventure to try to save him. And there was I'm going to spoil a little bit. Spoiler. This specific like model had a mother bear protocol, which basically like unlocked all this like military training inside of it. It was really kind of, so he knew like check corners, how to fire a weapon and stuff like that to defend this kid. And it became this, I just imagine this like giant, like, tiger with his M16 or whatever, like going around. So it's like nature evolved, like,
Yes.
Just imagining all the stripes turning into like gray and like green and brown.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like camouflage. Yeah.
And the author's name is C. Robert Cargill.
Thank you.
So you're very close. Very close.
Yeah. Very, very cool book. And he's pretty prolific and some other books and everything. This isn't his most popular series and everything, but I was like giant tiger, like,
right.
I might have to actually put that on my reading list.
Yeah, please do. Like I get, I'll listen to it. So same thing as reading. And
honestly, it is. It is.
But yeah, and I like when they do that too. And I just think, again, I don't know if it's just like easier for people to digest things when we do anthropomorphize things. Or for kids specifically too, because I think that messages are easier to portray or do like for kids in movies like Zootopia or whatever. And because it's kind of fun, but it's like they will listen better. Cause if it's just some guy like us talking to some kids, it'll be like, next, like, it's like,
other than Mr. Rogers, he was very impactful.
But he had puppets.
There we go.
Yep,
yes, you're absolutely right.
It's funny to me how, something we might do with animal characters would be, it can serve a particular function, like kind of humanizing animals helps you care about them.
Yeah.
But also if you were to do the same thing with like human characters of a different race, it would be like, you're erasing our culture kind of thing. And like, there's like different ways of it. Sometimes it can be a reflection of, we want to help you bond with this character in any case, whether it's human, animal, whatever. But sometimes it can be a case of we can't be bothered to show you what these people or these animals or whatever are really like.
Right.
We want to make it approachable in this kind of way, so depending on your intention there or just, hey, this is a fun thing to do, how much attention you're paying to it.
Right.
It can mean different things be used for different purposes. I'm just imagining now, like, some animal, like animal species or whatever, like you erased our culture. You just made us friendly.
I'm a murder killer.
Yeah.
I just think it's some weird fantasy that some people have. They're like, I want to hug a bear. So I'm going to like teddy bears even, and some of that.
Well, it's so funny. I actually think Zootopia like takes that very exact thing and does such a good job with it. Like they make it ambiguous enough where it's not pinpointing to one social like issue in particular. Like it's very many. You can say it's one, like you can interpret it as, whether it's racism or like just different cultures clashing, different types of peoples coming together and clashing. It's all of it. And I just think it's also beautifully animated too. Cause it even takes like, what's her name? Bunny Hops?
Judy Hops.
And
Nick Wilde.
And even, yes.
Is that a stage name?
They do know how to multiply.
Yes.
They're very good at multiplying.
But it even like generalizes some things about like what rabbits are like. And her parents even like feed into it to a degree.
They give her fox spray.
Yes. And it's fantastic. So Zootopia, highly recommend watching that one. But
and I know I recently saw a clip. Robert Reich, not to go politics at all, but Robert Reich posted a clip from Ants. Where it's that thing of like the grasshoppers talking with each other about why it matters that just one ant stood up to you. It's total class war, you know?
Right.
It's like, yeah, did that hurt? You know, and it's like dog like piles all of these. I don't remember what it was, like the little food nodule things.
Oh yeah,
I think it was a Bug's Life,
like grains.
Bug's Life,
yeah,
Bug's Life.
That was the one with Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I saw that one. I saw Bug's Life.
Bug's Life with David Foley. Dave Foley.
Oh yeah.
But also the fact that in that movie they don't say exactly what they're trying to like parallel at all, and I think that's also a wonderful thing about using animals like in kids movie, like you guys were saying, that you can take a bigger issue and you can just like bring it down to something so simple that really any person at almost any age can interpret some kind of like lesson from.
Yeah, it's an allegory.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have said, that Tolkien was trying to do that with orcs and stuff. And I mean, Tolkien's on the record of saying he detests allegories. So I really don't think that was the intention there.
Not like my friend C.S. Lewis, we just overdoes it, you know?
But the fact that like, it's cool to see that the author can have zero intentions for this to be an allegory or a lesson or in some particular thing. But then afterwards we can interpret that from it too.
Yeah, we project our own meanings onto it, you know?
Oh yeah.
Which is again why I'd be a bad poet. Like, no, it means this.
Yeah, it means exactly this. Like put
I wanted it.
Like a foot cliff notes. Like, no, don't think it means this. This is what it means.
There's a correct answer and there's all the other answers.
Put an answer book on the back of it. Like, is this what you thought? Well, you were wrong. Yeah.
And I think that's also one reason, like why, like just looking at one of our notes and two, just thinking about it too, why mythology has sort of become a thing, like humans' interpretations of these things that happen over time. And then suddenly we get Zeus on the loose. Like
as a goose.
I'm stealing that phrase. No.
Yeah. It's my old classics professor, Zeus on the loose. And
Zeus on the loose.
I'd add as a goose because that's in there.
Zeus on the loose as a goose.
Who do you have sex with as a goose?
I don't even remember. I mean, who can keep track?
Right. There's some kind of half-breed somewhere.
Right.
I took that class, a one quarter class when I was like 17. So don't look at me.
Yeah.
Is that what made the ugly duckling?
All mythologies are connected.
Yes,
yeah.
But yeah, I know like the mythology, Incan mythology, again.
Yep.
Yeah, like they have 3 different animals symbolizing the different world, like the underworld, the world of humans and whatnot, and then the world of the gods. And it's, snake is underworld, puma is like the middle world of humans, and then the world of the gods is condor. But those are all animals,
Yeah.
And it's just, mythology world over is very much about animals.
I guess that makes sense too with like, snakes slither on the ground. So the lowest thing to the ground, birds in the sky, heaven, all that stuff. And then pumas are awesome. So why wouldn't you want that to be like?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know much about condors and what they live on, but it could be argued that all 3 of those are sort of, they sort of reign over their domains to an extent. Like snakes are predators. They're very good at what they do. Pumas, apex kind of predator. Yep. Condors, again, I don't know what they live on and how they're kind of untouchable.
They are. They really are.
You did some research on this.
I did. One, because I also love Peru just for various reasons. And I was doing a deep dive, a hyper-focus night into the Wikipedia page of Peru, and Andean condors are some of the largest birds on the planet. I don't want to say the largest because I don't know. But
I don't know if they're extinct yet or not. But.
Not yet. But
are they on the verge?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be surprised if they weren't endangered.
Oh,
yeah.
Sucks.
Look it up. Okay. But at least in there are these Colca canyons in the region of Peru where these condors live, and they live sort of like on the cliff faces of the canyon. And then they technically lifting off is one of the hardest things for them because of their body to wing span, even though they are huge birds, but they mostly just soar on the heat vents within the canyon. And so I don't think they're vicious predators. In fact, I think all condors are
they herbivores?
What's the one where they eat the dead things?
Carrion.
Yeah.
Carrion.
Scavengers.
Yeah.
Scavengers. So all of that.
To answer your question real quick, is that they're on the vulnerable list, but they are not on the danger.
Okay.
But that doesn't.
It's hard to get to, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's hope they never get there.
But I think I can understand why they would, you said, associate condors with the heavens, essentially.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly up there, just like off in the distance. And I'm sure it would be such a magical thing to have one like close to you or to see it. Or I wouldn't be surprised if it was like an omen of like passing on, you know, it's like so that I can see how that parallel could be with the heavens too.
That's one reason I enjoyed like the name of one of the ships in my stories, like the La Mangosta, the mongoose. It kills snakes.
Yes. Sure, yeah. Okay, nice. Is that from your second book?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's at the end of the first book.
Is it?
They capture that ship at the end.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of the ship.
What's the word?
Got it.
La Mangosta.
La Mangosta.
I was going to say it sounded familiar, but yeah, the pacing at the end of your first book is intense. So I read it really fast.
As it should be.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I wrote a whole myth, like a whole sort of like, Inca myth, but not really Inca. It's sort of like, refugees of the Inca, like their own myth that's based on the Inca myth in my second book, like I don't know, chapter 5 or something. But I had to really delve into all of that mythology. And it's interesting how you get all of these things together, like animals symbolizing things. And then, of course, eclipses have special meaning in almost every culture. And the sun is a god, the moon is a god or whatever.
Which is the movie? Was it Apocalypto? I can't remember. Somebody like knew when the eclipses were going to come. So they're like, oh, the god is going to speak to us. And like he knew, like, I forgot what movie that is, but he was just using it to play.
El Dorado?
Yeah. Maybe it was El Dorado.
Or no, that was a volcano. Sorry, not the moon.
It was an eclipse. I don't remember, but like, it's funny. Like, again, it's just like, what is really like, mythical or anything. It's just like, I just know science. Like I know the world.
How much of it's just like manipulation for the purpose of propaganda because you know a thing other people don't know.
Right.
That'll be good in a couple of weeks when we talk about limited perspectives.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
A couple weeks
away. Had to wait weeks. Damn it.
Damn, it's so far away.
Guys are such teases.
But aside from animals, I do want to also bring up Morph from Treasure Planet because it's one that I don't know what Morph is.
I mean, I guess it's not offensive to say it because it's a thing.
It's an alien creature who is supposed to sort of be a parallel for a parrot because Treasure Planet is not a parody, like a reimagination.
A parody.
A parody of Treasure Island, but it's a sci-fi version. It's one of Disney's best animated films of all time.
If not the best. I will argue that. But the movie came out around the week. What did you say?
I've not seen it.
Oh, please leave.
Yeah. Well, you guys have to move.
Crawl over the table. But make it look good for the audience. No, so I was going to say the reason why I didn't do well. The reason why I didn't do well is because it came out like a week or before like Harry Potter came out.
Oh,
so it just got just decimated in the box office and it was considered a failure, which I don't know, man. It was honestly just the best animated. It was this mixture of 2D and 3D animation that was fantastic. The stories.
I'll never consider a movie a failure just because of how it did at the box office.
Right.
Well,
Princess Bride didn't do well at the box office.
It did not. People didn't love it at first. Yeah. But yes, Morph is a little alien creature that it mimics like vocal like inflections. It mocks people. It takes the shape of different things too. And I think that is just such a fun example of like an animal companion because it takes kind of all of it and turns it on its head in a way and like plays on that parrot, allegory, trope.
Maybe,
trope.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Looney Tunes-esque.
Yes.
Like, with his reactions and everything. Like at one point, it's like a Spider Psycho. I was like, oh, it's not scary enough. And he's like, and he like extends his face and does this very like Looney Tunes kind of look to it. And it's just a great character. And he's so like pivotal. Like I love that when they put stuff in with animals and they don't waste it because I feel like a lot of times it's just like, Rebel Moon is not a good example, but I'm going to use it. they have like this griffin that this one guy has. Remember, and he has to tame it and everything. And you see it and he's like, oh, cool. Now they got a griffin on team. And then you don't ever see it again.
He like lets it go, doesn't he?
I don't even think he lets it go. I literally think he just like walks away and then like, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but in comparison to that, like with Morph, like Morph actually becomes like a very crucial piece to the plot towards the end. So no character is wasted. And even I couldn't say Morph is like a hero of the thing, but like a very important, like almost like special item.
Sure.
Like a catalyst.
Yeah.
Which, could being able to morph into a plot catalyst is really useful,
Oh.
I mean, he literally does that.
You can be whatever we want you to be,
It's true.
Yeah.
No, it's
but
true.
they use it like, because again, you can just do that and not be beneficial to the story.
Yeah.
But they do it so well. Like, again, if it's one of those movies, if you've never seen it, Treasure Planet is the best. Like, I love it.
I'll have to see that one too. I don't usually say I'm going to add that to my list because usually like there's no list. Now I'm going to watch it. But like
we wouldn't lie to you.
I actually think these would be cool to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I'd watch it. I'd watch that anytime.
Yeah.
Like, that and Speed Racer.
Let's watch it right now.
Okay.
Right now. Reaction video. And then with like animals in story and whatnot, I'm going to pause because there was a question that we told ourselves we were going to ask after we like listed examples and whatnot
what's the function?
Ooh, do you want to ask it?
I'm asking you right now.
No, we don't have because so he can like cut back into
function,
it.
What's your junction? I don't know.
So like what's the function of all of these examples? Like what's the function of Morph? Is it as a plot device? Right. What's the function of Morph almost sounds like Bumblebee in the Transformers, the later Transformers movie.
Sure.
Where it's like
the Michael Bay films.
Yeah. Where it's like, playing different music depending on what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Speaking through music, which would be good for a music episode.
Let me tell you
about anthropomorphization.
Sure.
Getting better at it.
Robots and some of that. Mm-hmm. I don't like the Transformers movies, the new ones as much.
I don't either.
No. And it's not like the animation, like how their transformation, I thought it was really cool, even though it was kind of like just a bunch of parts moving around. But it was kind of cool of that update because whenever you had the Transformers and the older ones, you could see the sections that would make the legs and the arms and how it transformed. It was a bit clunky, but it made sense. My problem with the Transformers is that they had this whole idea of like, these are the Transformers, and all we wanted to see is the Transformers, and the people actually got in the way. Like, it's like the animal should be the focus of it. Like, do you remember ever seeing Milo and Otis?
Nope.
Okay.
I also have not.
He asked me if I saw something.
Yeah. Milo and Otis literally follows a pug and an orange cat around as they go through this adventure and some of that. It's kind of like Fox and the Hound. Mm-hmm. But it's all voiced over and they have like people talking for them and some of that. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where like, if they put people in there, it's just like, it takes away from everything. Like, the story is about the animal's journey and everything. It's like taking Redwall or something like and starting putting people in there that doesn't need it. And with Transformers, it's just like, we just want to see Transformers. And I hated the like main story with Shia LaBeouf, not because again, I could care less about him, but it's like, we just want to hear the Transformers.
So it's almost like in Transformers, the people were the animal companions.
A little bit. Yeah. They should have been. They weren't.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So
I sort of look at it like, in those stories, the people are like the parents in Charlie Brown. Where they go, wah, 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 wah.
Okay, that's really funny.
Yeah.
So I guess the function of animal companions then should be like to add to the story and not be like, unless the animals were the main character in the thing, whatever story, I
thought you were actually talking about The Thing.
No. But it could be.
There's animals in that one.
There are. But again, it's added as like a story element to make it more like creepy and like,
and also a catalyst.
Yes. So I guess
an antagonist.
When is animal companion a catalyst, and when are they
a character?
Yeah.
What are the different functions? Like, I know I write pirate stuff, so parrots and monkeys,
right?
They're pretty prevalent, and if you look at the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which is generally the only one I'm going to reference,
the good one.
Fair.
But you've got this monkey all the time, and it's its function seems to be kind of more. Animals in those stories often end up like, again, kind of personified. They're highly trained, and you use what takes work for that.
Yeah.
And they act more as like extensions, like the monkey's sort of an extension of Barbosa or the crew in general.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then that parrot is like an extension of Cotton. Like he can't talk because his tongue is cut out. And the parrot's like just makes these little comments and whatnot.
Right.
I forgot about that. I'm so glad you said that.
But yeah,
it's almost like a prosthetic at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like his prosthetic tongue.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool.
And I could see, I'm thinking of an episode of the old animated Tick where there's a guy who's got a pig for a leg and people call him pig leg and he hates it.
It's a peg leg.
Like, well, that's like a prosthetic leg. It's an animal. It's a prosthetic leg, so like,
or the reverse where South Park did Scuzzlebutt, where it's like this weird like monster that lives in the mountains and everything, but he's got Patrick Duffy for a leg.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's the opposite. It's an animal with a human for a prosthetic. It's like,
oh my
hi, I'm was it Step by Step's Patrick Duffy? Like, and he just said that like it was just stupid.
Yeah, that's a function you don't often see in stories, but it does appear.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's so many different functions. There's that extension or prosthetic, like depending on the case. There's kind of catalyst.
Yeah.
I've even seen it kind of a tools of exposition. Like if a main character is sort of talking to their animal about their worries and stuff, then it doesn't have to be inner monologue. That's later.
Right. Say that for a few weeks.
Yes. But like in Princess Mononoke, that's a Studio Ghibli film. For those who don't know, it's animated. The main character, Ashitaka, his companion is a red yak. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
And he'll say things to it like, well, I guess we'd better hurry up. Or I guess, I hope this or whatever. And he has no one else to talk to at those points.
Right.
And if you don't want to do inner monologue, you just have him talk to his animal. And it's only a little bit personified. I appreciate that it does act more like an actual animal would act.
And just like, he doesn't actually understand them. He's just like,
right.
But it also, like you said, gives opportunity for that character who would otherwise be quiet because they're by themselves, right?
Yeah.
It gives them a chance or gives the writer or the author, whoever, a chance to display their character without like too much exposition or too much like.
Without it being like clumsy exposition.
Yeah. So that's a good opportunity.
I believe it too, because like, how many times have you been around like your animal and you just like, hey, how you doing? Like, and you talk to them. Like some people as social beings, we need something to talk to. So if it's not going to be someone else, it's going to be our animals.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be that simple. And so I believe it every time it happens. People are like, or like even when people say like, no one talks to themselves while they're walking around the house. I'm like, yeah, we do. Like, it's just like that was stupid.
Sing to myself.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing.
Another function too is informative too, is just like actual nature's programs. Yeah. Like, where we can learn about these animals and find out how they live. And there's, was it Blue Earth? The newest one that we had was the one. So there's this episode on the Galapagos Islands, and there's these
off the coast of Peru.
Yeah. There's these, iguanas that come from the sea, and then they had to get across like the island. But during this like trek across the island are just snakes everywhere. And they edited it so perfectly. We're just like, oh no. It's like you think like this.
The stakes are high.
Yeah. And then the iguana's just like flapping. You know how they run like that.
Like I think this actually happened. I was in St. Kitts and the tour guide was talking to us about how the island, I think it was initially just infested with snakes.
Oh.
And so colonists brought over mongoose to kill the snakes.
Yeah.
But once they killed all the snakes, like there's literally no more snakes. Then they're like, well, we need to eat. And so they're going after the egrets, the birds like in the tree. And so the egrets learned to make perches in thorny bushes that the mongoose couldn't get through. And so it just introducing a new animal. And again, I want to do an episode on islands because they have such unique ecosystems. But like just that kind of thing, even just controlling your environment, just importing animals. I mean, horses aren't native to the Americas.
Right.
Chickens aren't native to the Americas.
Oh, no, where are they from?
Yeah. They're like the Spanish brought them too. They brought horses and chickens, thanks Spain for the tasty chicken.
Yeah.
And took away potatoes.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Potatoes are everywhere.
Yeah.
Potatoes are, I'm surprised you didn't think of like a mythos for potatoes in your second book.
Well, I already had an escape attempt that was potato based.
It's one of my favorite like things. I don't want to spoil it. To be honest,
don't spoil those potatoes.
No, but as I was reading the first book, like you asked me like just something about like, does the word potato mean anything to you yet? And I was like, no, not yet.
That's a weird thing to ask.
When I got to it,
spoiler that way.
If you know, you know. Yeah.
One of the things too that I was like, when animals become the necessary thing to achieve whatever like the main character's after. And Far and Away, which I just showed you recently, when he has to break in the horse. Yeah. So have you seen Far and Away?
No.
I know I'm referencing a lot of movies.
Me if I saw something.
Yeah, I know.
Ding. We need a tally counter.
I've seen 3 movies many times.
If you haven't seen Far and Away,
and then Fifth Element.
And Fifth Element. Well, I mean, 2 great ones. Yeah. There's a white cat in Fifth Element. It's like it's his companion that he talks to. He's like, he's like, I'm trying. Yeah. It's like,
wow, that movie literally fits figuratively, whatever. Literally. That movie fits every single, whatever.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Example that we need. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
So there's a part in Far and Away where, and it kind of, that movie mirrors a lot of this front end to the back end. Like he'll do something at the beginning of the movie and it'll be a
cyclical,
callback.
Writings. Yeah.
And he, at the beginning of the movie, he's like, I don't want to fight you and everything. And then the guy's like, okay. But then he like sucker punches him like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise in this movie. I think it's where Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise first met. But so he gets to the point where was it Oklahoma where they had the land rush where like you could get 40 acres. You just had to like run out there, put your stake in to the ground.
Yeah, you drive out all the natives and then let's all claim
free land. Look at that. There's nobody here.
Doesn't mirror any situations today.
Yeah. Jesus.
So the horse.
Yeah. So he buys this like old horse. Is like, well, this one's old, but it's reliable. It's like, all right. So he goes to the bar one night and the horse is dead. So his means of getting like land is gone.
Right.
And the only horse is this wild Bronco Mustang that just like no one can tame, and they're constantly trying to fight him.
Right.
And he gets the horse and it's just like bucking and he's just trying to get it to the front start line, and then it bucks him off. He's like, look, I don't want to fight you and everything. And he just sucker punches the horse and everything.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's kind of a spoiler, but it's such a cool scene because then they are a united pair.
Yeah.
Then it's just like he is blasting, like it's like literally
right after he named him Shadowfax.
Sure. I mean, it's literally a race at that point. And just watching, I love that idea of just like not stopping. Like you just go, and it's just such a cool scene, and I love it a lot. So those companion.
I know Cuba Gooding Jr. ends up on a horse in Rat Race. Because they're all trying to.
That's right.
Yes. Like towards the end.
Say when he was in, was it Ice Dogs? And he bites the dog. Sled Dogs. He bites the dog's ear to get it straight. But I think Jeff Bridges is in there. And Jeff Bridges is like, I didn't think you were actually going to do it, but it looks like it worked.
Yeah,
so it's kind of very similar.
Dominance.
Yeah. Is it Jeff Bridges?
I think what you were talking about, how you carry on the plot or whatever, not only just a character, but also like they fill a critical gap in the plot or something. And I feel like one animal in movies and stories that does kind of all of that is like the dog in The Mask, the Jim Carrey movie.
Yep. Sure.
He goes and gets the keys. Well, if no one got the keys, like the story ends,
Right.
But also he ends up wearing the mask and being sort of, a hero, and obviously heavily personified.
Yeah.
But still just like that highly trained Hollywood dog thing.
Yeah. And I mean, when he gets the mask, spoilers, the dog, and it becomes this wonderful, like, I don't know, chaotic, it's Loki, right? And it's just a chaotic thing where like everything a dog probably wanted to do, now he can do.
I liked that part of, that'd be another episode of
Jim Carrey.
Just
just on Jim Carrey.
Yep. Those things in stories that accentuate the characteristics, like even the mask itself, like items or whatever that kind of exacerbate character qualities. So the mask did that to Jim Carrey, did it to the main antagonist guy, it did it with the dog, etc.
Right. No, that's also a really good example too, because like you see how much discourse can happen like when a human's doing it, and then you give it to a dog, and like you said, they get to do whatever they wanted to do, and I think the function of it in that one is almost just like more chaos. We're turning it up to 11,
Agents of chaos.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the societal like filters we do.
Right.
One of the things I think too is Rick and Morty with Snowball. Where my son was, where my balls, Summer. It's Rick makes a device so that the dog can talk to the family, and then it just starts making them like super smart. So they start like taking over the world and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I think with the function of animals in stories, and that kind of dovetails with like animal being a main character or a main part of the plot, like. I want to talk about animals with jobs, like Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
Like I think Disney learned. Tom Hanks said at some point, like, they've carved in the hedgerows at Disney or whatever. Don't kill the dog.
Sure, that's
true.
But like animals having jobs, like that goes back a while. Like horses, war horses, whatnot. The canary in the coal mine.
Right.
It's not a consent based thing.
No.
A lot of the time it's a training thing, or just the canary. It's just a caged canary.
Yeah.
If it dies, then the fumes
then
are too toxic in the mine, like, so, okay, well, it's going to croak before the humans do.
Right.
Let that happen. And I always sort of have a complicated set of feelings about animals in jobs. I mean, even if it's like they're trained to it, that's not necessarily
what they want to do.
It's not necessarily full consent. It's an animal. Like it'd be like training a kid,
that's interesting.
But it's also like they do legit save lives, like bomb sniffing dogs and all that kind of stuff. So like, how do you guys feel about like that sort of thing? I know in my own story, I've got, horses that go to battle are like, if you bring horses to battle, horses are going to die.
Yeah. They're so delicate. And so I'm 100% with you of just making sure like, is the animal being treated well? You obviously can't treat a canary well when you're bringing it down to a mine.
Right.
Like
its whole purpose is to die before any people do. Right.
But he's got a whole little bucket of seed. He's fine.
It's such a,
and then
that is
research too.
Research?
Like animal research.
Oh, for sure. Actually, that I have felt very strongly about of like, it's such a complicated thing to talk about because it's almost like no matter how badly you feel about like the ethics of it or how strongly you feel about the ethics of it, we still like, if we don't learn, then we're learning on humans. So it's like, then which is better? Really, neither are better.
The humans get paid.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
subjugated.
Or subjugated. Yeah. But I mean, like people will die from these things and then people study those people. Right. And it'll take significantly longer to learn from that than, I even hate saying it, than testing on animals.
Right.
And so for me, it's actually something I've grappled with like my entire life because I do love animals. I do. I've stopped trying to kill spiders if I don't need to, because I understand like the need for them. Right. And the importance of them in our ecosystem and blah, 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 blah. So they're
an important food source for centipedes.
I did not know that.
Spiders are?
I mean, I don't know how vital they are to that, but yeah, centipedes eat spiders.
I did not know that. So don't kill centipedes either.
Apparently not.
Either that or kill all the spiders. Centipedes are starving.
Right. But it's such a complicated thing. And I almost like that it is such a complicated thing. That means animals are so precious to us that we don't want to sacrifice them for the furthering of our race.
Yeah.
And I know not everybody agrees with that.
It brings up important points of stewardship.
Yes.
Like if you have capacities, like how much is it your job to take care of creatures with lower capacities? Or
sorry.
No,
I was going to say,
much done with that thought.
No, I was say it depends on like how because like, if you go the biblical route, it's like we were given this earth and we're supposed to take care of it, all its animals and all its plants and animals. But just as a person knowing that, we had to live here and that other generations will, like you gotta Because I actually think that if people had to like kill and process their own animals, they would have a lot more respect for animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would eat a lot less meat.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably still eat the same amount of meat.
Only if
like,
you could catch it.
Yeah. And,
right. Only if you could.
But then it would mean more to you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But also people would develop favorites. Like I'd probably eat mostly fish.
Sure.
Because like that bugs me less, in terms of killing animals.
And that's fair. Yeah.
When you said something about like stewardship of lesser intelligent life forms, I'm paraphrasing. Does that tie into, was it that Wilbur guy that you said with the
pre-trans fallacy?
Yeah, that and like the preconditional.
Yeah, the preconditional love for those that cannot meet conditions. And what you find when you interact with animals is that they actually, a lot of them are capable of various forms of conditional love if you actually learn how they communicate.
Sure.
And so, but yeah, like if you set like whatever human conditions of like, well, they're not able to build cars or whatever, we don't care about them. Then yeah, there's that sort of, well, we should take care of those who can't do the things that we value or whatever. Like they have that recognition of they have value in their own right, whether it's late stage Alzheimer's patients or infants or animals or whatever. It's about taking care of those with capacities that we don't, that don't do things for us the way we live our lives necessarily, that don't do things that we value, I should say. So yeah, it kind of does play into that.
It does. Very interesting. How full circle of our conversation.
Right. I feel about animals and like, especially for pets, as I do like people who have kids.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know that everybody understands the responsibility of having either. Eventually you do as you do it, but a lot of people just think I want something cute. Yeah. And I will say, if you want something cute and you're trying to have a baby, get a dog. Like, don't make that step to baby right away. Like,
get a stuffed animal.
Yeah. That, like, it's just,
their first album was Step to Baby.
Sorry. I also think, is it the Hawaiians that they have a word for like, when you become a owner of an animal or pet, and it's not owner, it's like guardian, a caretaker or something like that. And it's a word, and I don't know what it is, but the way they look at it, that, you are a steward of their lives and everything. You are there to take care of it. You're not owning these animals. You are there to help sure that they make them thrive in any way possible. And she's so cute right now. Do you see her?
Yeah. I never really liked the term owner for animals, because I think we do look at them as property and to do with as we please. And I like, caretaker, like that kind of language better.
I do too.
But yeah, I think the way, like, there's that thing too of how overpopulation is one of the main drivers of whatever kind of climate change or stuff. Like there's that thought, that attitude.
Yeah.
I agree with it. But people have this thought of like, we should preserve nature and take care of animals and prevent extinctions, but also let's have like everyone should have the right to have as many babies as they want. And I'm like, there's a point where those get to be almost mutually exclusive.
Right.
And how do we stop short of that point? Like I'm going to deal with that in my own sci-fi eventually.
Sure.
It's kind of a key point, but
I almost think
it's
it's
like how much are you willing to sacrifice for what you're a steward of?
Right.
And I think that can be about that. Yeah. That's an important part of a lot of things like climate fiction or anything involving the stewardship of animals too.
Well, it's the thing I was going to say is that it's almost become just what they've been used to and what they have been raised with. And the idea is like when you used to have a bunch of kids, you used to have a bunch of kids for the farm, and not all of them were going to make it. So you had to have extras. Like it just was the idea for survival purposes. We're not there.
My dad was one of 12 births.
Oof.
Sure, birth.
5 surviving kids.
Yeah,
sure.
Some died really young. A couple stillbirths. But yeah, to your point, they were peasant stock. Before. Yeah, like early Turkey. My grandmother was born into the Ottoman Empire.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's cool.
What was
And
let me flip it. Can I flip it on the head a little bit?
Yeah.
Sure.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
They
What about it?
Well, because it's like their reverse animal.
Yeah, we're the animals.
We're the animals. Damn dirty apes.
Oh.
Keep your sticky paws off me, you damn dirty apes.
I've actually never seen it.
You've seen
Well, I've seen
bits and
the
pieces,
the remakes.
Yeah, but it they don't explore like how it happened.
In
Or I
the
guess
first-
the James Franco one, I guess it does explain
I
exactly how it happened.
I do like the remakes quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not that
I
the
haven't seen them, but I saw.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a TV show like decades ago? Like,
well, they had like 7 movies.
okay, that might.
Yeah. Like they had a
almost like a
ton of
TV show.
movies.
well, like
yeah.
the Andy Serkis, like because the new ones have Andy Serkis in it, right? They don't really do they really make it seem like humans are the animals? Because
In the third and fourth one, yes.
Kind of like hobbits are.
They're not real people.
Yeah, it's animals. How do you
Yeah.
treat them?
not but
Yeah.
children to your eyes.
We're gonna send an animal to Mountain Doom because why would we send a person?
Right.
You know.
If they can fit into like a little basket, they're an animal. Like,
Yeah.
No, but so it's funny you say that as an example because I didn't interpret it that way.
Sure. But it's kind of like a little bit of the flip, right?
Because I thought the apes were still like oppressed. In
the first ones, yes. Like they started testing because they were trying to find an Alzheimer's cure.
Yeah.
And they tested it on the monkeys. The monkey got really smart, at least in the new ones. The other one, it was like Charleston Heston was in space. They got some wormhole, whatever. So he got stuck in, and then something happened where the apes took over. So when he landed, all of a sudden there was just a bunch of smart apes with civilizations, and all the humans lost the ability to talk.
But those are the old ones.
Those are old ones. The new ones. Yes, the apes got smart. Then they revolted.
I was gonna say, sorry, I'm just thinking like, you know what a great twist on that would be is if every ape that died of like natural causes died of Alzheimer's.
Oh my
God.
They're just like sticking like.
Well, it makes you really smart in the short term, but in the end, you're just gonna get Alzheimer's.
You're gonna get it. Everybody gonna get Alzheimer's.
Thing.
It was just this wonderful thing of like what happens when nature revolts. I guess, yeah, like when nature takes back over. I'm trying to think of other movies or stories that do that too.
I mean, there are a bunch in the 80s. That was like tarantulas or birds or
Birdemic.
Yeah,
there's a new
any
one.
of those where some kind of critter.
Sharknado.
You'll be surprised to learn I have not seen it.
I've never seen it
We haven't either.
Yeah, because
do a reaction video.
We don't watch trash.
I like I keep saying, I got to fill in those other 9 spots in my worst 10 movies. It's like 300.
We need to have a list of worst 10 movies.
I'd love to put Sharknado on there, but I can't legit do that at this point
until you watch it, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that one.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it.
It's like we can't gauge it fairly if we don't watch it, and that's fine with us.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. But in concept.
But yeah, like so. I guess going back a little to like, what's the function? What other functions have you guys seen animals play in stories or in music? Like we're mostly talking about movies and like books, also like games.
Video games.
Yeah,
we got the one that we love.
It's funny. I didn't bring it up on this episode because we were going to bring it up on next week.
We are
in next week's episode, but we might as well bring it up for both because I almost did.
Oh, we can do it twice. Let's do it twice because it's so amazing.
What are they talking about?
It's a video game called The Last Guardian. And when you had brought up trust earlier, building up trust with the animal companion and the main character, like the trust element is such an important role of that video game where it's a major like milestone. I think, is it the midpoint of the video game? It might be.
Yeah.
Where it's a boy and his dog type game.
Yeah.
It's not a dog. It's called a trico. And the boy speaks a language that we don't know. And I think that sort of parallels the fact that the boy and the trico can't speak to each other at all. They don't know each other's languages. They don't know, like the trico doesn't have like commands that the boy can give. So throughout the video game, you're learning how to speak with this animal that is like this mythological beast that the kid is kind of familiar with, right? Like,
yeah, he knows of them. Yeah.
And it's such a wonderful tale of just building that trust, depending on another person or creature that knows more than you and can do more than you. But you need it to progress but at the same time, they need you to take care of them.
Right. Because there's points where like, since you're just a little kid and there's like stone warriors with spears and everything. And like, you need to get the Trico to a point where like he can kill all these things because you can't do nothing. You need to run away from them. But the Trico will get stabbed once in a while with spears, and you have to get onto them and pull them out, it's before you can advance to the next area or whatever. So it's such a wonderful, like, bonding of two things that are supposed to be enemies, and just seeing how they get to the end, and how how you will sacrifice whatever you can to make sure that this creature survives. And then how that creature then becomes your guardian too, because again, he's huge. He's like the size of like 2 elephants. Like it's a big animal, like,
Not just 1 elephant.
2
elephants.
If you stack them, no, I'm just kidding. But it's like,
it's a lot of Smurfs. Like they're 3 apples high. I'm sorry, I'm converting in my head.
What's the conversion? But no, it's just a really good film. If you never play the game, it's fantastic. PS4.
And the function of it too. Sorry, not to interrupt you. No. I think the function of that is just to like humble you as a player.
Yeah.
And to really sort of, I mean, because even as you're playing as a kid, you're in this foreign place where again, the language doesn't make any sense. It's like Japanese, like backwards, like is what it sounds
Japanese
like.
Backwards, like Russian, like
kind of, I guess. And so that's
Japanese
foreign.
Backwards is just forwards, isn't it? In terms of turning pages.
Nice. Not left to right, right to left.
And you can't like, it's a linear like playthrough. So it's not open world. So you can't like go explore like where you're supposed to be. So you're kind of stuck in this place that I think I won't give away too much actually.
Yeah, tower at some point. Yeah. Which is something we should talk about sometime. Linear versus open world. Like things.
Sandbox. Versus,
yeah. That would be kind of
Sandbox versus on rails.
Yeah, I like on rails better, but that's just me personally.
But I do think too that that's part of the animal companionship is one of my favorites now that we're like analyzing it and discussing it is when like you need that character because they have qualities that you don't.
Sure.
And I don't know what that can be like called.
Transactional relationship. No. It's like,
here's your kibble.
Care about you, but I need you.
But if that trust isn't there, then it's that like I'm using you for science type thing, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But with that trust, with that like a police dog and his police officer, I meant to say that in the other order, police officer and his police dog. Like that police dog is only going to work as hard as he is loved or she by their police officer. Canine officer, whatever.
Yeah, that whole thing of animals having jobs. And
whatnot.
And it's again that gets into so much. Like I don't know, I haven't played this game, but it sounds like it gets into those same kind of consent issues of like how witting is this animal partner in what what I'm planning for it or whatever. Mm-hmm. Is it following my natural instinct? Does it have its own agenda, or is it? Am I just putting it in danger and occasionally like, hey, I pulled the spear out. I was like, yeah, but I wouldn't have taken the spear if you hadn't brought me here or whatever.
The cool thing is that you need each other to get out of there. The Trico does have wings, but it can't fly.
Okay, like a kiwi.
Well, there's I don't want to spoil too much of it, but like can't fly yet. I'll say that. Yeah. You start off where the Trico is like the very first thing is he's got the spears in him that somebody else did from whatever. And he's got like a mask that you had to release him out of, like, so he gets out. So you initiate that, like, relationship.
That starts off the trust.
Yes.
But then you go through these whole things and there's like sections you can't get through or he can't get through. So you get to slip under and then open up the gate for him or whatever. And, and I say him, I don't even know if it's like, But I was gonna say the one thing that I find so funny is that when you watch shows or you read stories and everything, it's like there's even a website that's called "Does the Dog Die?"
Yeah,
like you talked about like turn huge, but like I Am Legend was one of the ones that hit me so hard. Like if you ever saw it with Will Smith,
it was brutal.
Yeah, it was very brutal. Yeah. Like, but it made sense, and he had to, like, and so you were upset that the dog died, but you understood that he had to, like, and
I mean, I watched it for the first time, I think like in 2008. At the time I was like He didn't have to. But as I've gotten older, I totally agree. Yes, he absolutely had to.
I wonder sometimes, like in Empire Strikes Back, if that Tauntaun didn't die of its own accord, what would they do?
Yeah. The lightsaber works in many different ways.
It's like, I feel bad for the Tauntaun, but it's fine. It's already dead. I like 30 seconds ago.
Did it consent to giving his life to the rebellion?
Yeah. did anyone even try to verify whether or not it was dead? If there's any way you could save its life? No, just cut it open and stuff Luke in there.
Yeah. I think you wanted a reason. Like,
yeah.
He's trying to punk him. Like,
yeah, the Tauntaun just became a Jedi ravioli. So.
Oh my gosh. That's why consent is important.
That's why consent is important.
Like, well, how much do I didn't even check that it was dead. I'm just like, it's fine. I just choose to believe that it's dead so that I can do this thing and not feel bad.
No, it's like, look, he died.
Yeah. And just even like medical science, how we used to put horses down, they broke a leg or something. They're not useful anymore. It's like, but does it have a valuable life?
Right. If it can't pull a cart, like, it's not valuable. It's kind of like racehorses too, even nowadays. Yeah. Sometimes like, well, you're lame, or it's like, you can't make me money. Back to the glue factory.
There's a whole, I didn't know this. My friend Melissa got a greyhound at one point, and greyhounds have
like a rescue greyhound.
Well, sorry. It used to be, greyhounds a lot of them are, bred and trained for racing, but if they don't do well enough, then there's a whole infrastructure to kind of rehome them a lot of the time.
It's nice,
because otherwise it's, that could get really dark really fast.
Oh, absolutely.
So you see that with racehorses, race dogs, greyhounds. I'm glad we have that sort of thing. And, one of the things, this is, a little, not quite a tangent, but one of the things I feel like when people talk about first world countries, which is we need to retire the term, because second world was supposed to be like, ex-communist countries or whatever. Oh, really? And like, that's not even since the Berlin Wall came down, like this is less of a relevant terminology, but sort of first world developing nations. And then we still use third world. We just don't use this term second world anymore.
Because it's supposed to be that developing, like, getting to first world, like,
Usually people make the leaps past it, right?
Yeah. One of the differences you see a lot between first world countries and developing nations is how they treat unwanted animals.
Sure.
Like, since a lot of developing nations have stray animals, they don't have as much infrastructure for things like animal control. If you go to Puerto Rico, it's really cool in the old city. Like, the cats will have like notched ears. And there'll be bowls of food and water out because they're city cats. That was a thing that the Spanish did, was they would bring cats. And it was the city's job to take care of them. That kept the rat population down, which also kept the plague out of a lot of colonies.
Right.
And I don't know how much of that was deliberate, or if it was just,
I think
like it was generally looked upon as cleaner and healthier.
I think
keep the vermin down. They didn't necessarily know how the plague spread. Yeah. But they know, like, you get rid of rats and things are generally better.
Yeah, you don't lose food.
Right.
Yeah, we'd rather have the cats than the rats.
The Egyptians worship them, there's a lot of cultures that revered cats. I mean, even Istanbul today, like they're city of cats. Like,
No, I've been there and I felt really bad. There was a stray cat. It was like, it'd been scratched up. Oh. It really, really wanted my attention. I was on a trip there. I couldn't take it home.
You put it in your pocket.
I guess it's the only place I've ever seen an adult. This was in Ankara, an adult male cat. Looking out for a kitten.
Oh. Really?
Like, we would feed it excess food and the adult cat would stand guard while the kitten ate.
No way.
And then would wait till it was done and then it would eat whatever's left.
That's cool.
Wow.
So like, quick little aside there about animals, how animals behave on their own. We used to say like, well, animals aren't intelligent unless they can use tools or whatever. And now we keep finding more and more example of animals that use tools.
Yeah.
Octopi use tools.
Yeah.
Elephants can use tools. Yeah. Crows. Like, animals do it all the time. And it just reminds me of how we used to dehumanize other groups of people.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Because they're not so advanced or civilized. Yeah.
It's really hard. It's really hard when you've been saying something about, a group of people or a group of creatures or whatever, and you have to backpedal.
Yeah.
Isn't this essentially the plot of Ender's Game? in a way.
Oh, the Formix? Yeah.
You can read it too. It's available to read, cool. For decades.
So we're gonna have to save all of this for another time because again,
I know we haven't even touched songs, but I don't. Honestly, don't see it a lot in songs.
No, because it's hard to. I don't even know to talk about animals because most songs about love and breakup and stuff.
There's a lot of country songs maybe where my dog left me or whatever.
You know what happens when you play a country song backwards?
What?
You get your dog back, your car back, your girlfriend back.
Yeah.
Your mom loves you again.
Your mom loves you. But we always appreciate you guys. This is animals are very special, so I know we're gonna do another one of these definitely because we got more to talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
But thank you for sticking with us. I know we didn't do introductions at the beginning, but we are Bards and Balladeers. I am Rio.
I'm Oscar.
And I'm Kate.
And we love spending time with you. We'll see you next time.
Next week, guys.
Bye.